It's after lunch. We all need coffee.
Yeah.
All right, let's get. Okay. Thanks. All right, let's get.
He needs some
started.
coffee.
I definitely do need some coffee. My name is Apoorva Sehgal, and I am a part of Finlit AI, which is financial literacy by AI. And today, me and my partner here, we are here to talk about how to empower women and how to help you guys navigate digital transformation and artificial intelligence. I have over 12 years of experience with digital transformation. I started off my career with Big Four. I worked with KPMG, and then I worked with multiple Fortune 200 companies. And just last year, I ventured out on my own. And now I'm working on a project that deals with digital transformation and AI, which I will talk about a little later in the presentation. But first, we want to introduce ourselves, give you a little bit of information on what actually digital transformation and AI entails, because it's always a scary topic for people when AI is mentioned. So we want to tell you it's nothing to be scared about. It's so normal that you're probably using it in your life and you do not even recognize that. So I will let Nikhil take over. He'll introduce himself and give you a brief about what digital transformation and AI is, and then I will come back and talk about my project, which is Finlit AI. Thank you.
Thank you, Apoorva. Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you.
Firstly, thank you so very much for giving me this opportunity to actually, present at a women's conference. Having been raised by a very strong woman, I think my mom would be very happy to see me here. So I'm obviously looking at the wrong line. Firstly, to introduce myself, I'm Nikhil Shahani. I go by Nick. Been in the technology space for over 10 years now. Having worked in Big Four and consulting and the Fortune 200 companies. I've had the opportunity to actually, live and breathe technology, and this is something that we're planning to, discuss today as a part of our presentation. So, awesome. What is artificial intelligence? Now, this seems like there's been a lot of buzzwords going on in the space of artificial intelligence, chatbots, and a whole bunch of terminology that kind of scare us. But for a show of hands, how many people work with data? Yeah. Okay. Maybe one of you can actually help me here. How important is data in this day and age?
Very.
And how does it help?
If you have a business, it helps to scale your business. Like if you want to be on a certain, like say you're working with numbers and you want to, it's here, but you want to gradually grow. It helps in that aspect as well.
That's an excellent point. Data impacts us on a day-to-day basis, every single day, every single minute, right? And artificial intelligence has been transforming this world in the last several months and years now. And we've been hearing a lot of these artificial intelligence things in the last 1 or 2 years. And there've been talks and there've been conversations about if artificial intelligence is actually going to replace us. Is it actually going to replace the human brain? Is it going to be completely automated? All that fun stuff. There's been a lot of things going on, and we're going to be talking about a few artificial intelligence things. But all of this kind of entails into how we look at artificial intelligence, how we look at data, how we look at analytics, and what we want to do with it, essentially, to make our lives better. Because at the end of the day, analytics, data science, artificial intelligence is everything there to help us. Replacing a human is a huge term, at the end of the day, right? When we have so many examples, to make our lives easy. For example, like we were discussing about this, and like Apoorva is going to highlight some of this in her fintech experience that she brings to the table. But we have this chatbot, which is actually essentially, used for developing code, right? Having started my career as a software developer, I had to learn how to code, and now we have these agents, AI agents rather, who are, helping write 1,000-line code in like 5 seconds. Is this scary? Absolutely. Is it going to diminish the workforce? Not so much. Um, these tools, artificial intelligence is here to actually help the human race, and it is actually going to impact every single person that is sitting here, as well as the world, because it is going to make our lives more easy. It is going to make our lives more smooth. It is actually going to make our lives, get rid of the redundant work that we've been doing and actually focus on, doing something more productive, which actually adds value. So that's just a gist of things. Again, efficiency, enhanced customer experience. Now, we've been interacting with a lot of these chatbots, right, online, and be it the airline industry, be it the hotel industry, we have also developed chatbots for our, like enhancing the data that we already have in our businesses, basically to leverage whatever, meaningful data we have and actually try to make sense of it, right? So at the end of the day, it's definitely going to increase efficiency, better insights, it's going to give everybody a helicopter view as to where their business is, where they are headed, what is needed, what is something that they're going to be enhancing or not doing, right? So this is extremely critical from a from an overall AI standpoint here, right? Now again, there are like a whole bunch of service chatbots that help us, but again, everything is analytics at the end of the day, because we all are surrounded by analytics. We all are there working on so many different things, analyzing data, doing a whole bunch of dashboarding and all that fun stuff. So there are going to be real life examples which are going to be utilized in various e-commerce businesses, various airline industry and all that stuff, right? Because what we don't realize is we've been doing. Again, I try to choose my words very carefully. We've been wasting a lot of time, basically, in doing a lot of redundant stuff, whereas we could be doing, utilizing that time and doing something productive. And when I say productive, meaning, trying to do some strategy work to make sure that our business is enhanced and they take ourselves to the next level, right? Versus just doing the monotonous redundant task. And that's where I think, it's an absolutely important phenomenon, right? Healthcare. Now everybody is impacted here by healthcare. We see healthcare insurance and how we know how great our healthcare system here is, right? So we got to make sure that we are leveraging as much technology as possible, be it from the insurance side of things, be it the R&D, be it the commercial or the corporate side of things, to make sure that the healthcare is advanced and we take ourselves to the next level, basically. Finance. I think this should be your topic, right, Apoorva?
I will take that.
Yes, please.
How many of you here have to deal with data to scale their businesses? Okay. And how many times have you spent hours and hours and hours trying to look at data but not being able to find anything, no pattern, no solution, everything feels like, oh, there's so many moving factors in this to be able to make an informed decision. So this is where AI comes into picture, and even analytics for that matter. You can let AI take that place in your business to help identify patterns. Now, in e-commerce businesses, let's say, for example, let's take Amazon. We buy products, we return products. This happens on a daily basis, and looking at the trillion-dollar business they're heading at, it's really difficult for them to sit and reconcile who was bought, who was returned, who was done what. So they have a good AI base that is helping them identify fraud patterns, and that helps them identify, things ahead in the game so they know what to expect. That's where AI is going to help you in your business. Now, I understand a lot of people think it's very expensive to, scale businesses and also invest in infrastructure when it comes to information technology. And yes, I understand that it's not something every business can afford to do, but there are smaller things that you can do in your business and help scale. So this is one of the projects that I'm currently working on, which is financial literacy powered by AI. It is an AI-based chatbot, so it is artificial intelligence integrated. So not most of the chatbots that you probably work with have, a few questions, like airlines for that matter. They want to ask you, do you have your flight in like 48 hours? If yes, they will give you 4 things to like select from. But this is more of a conversational chatbot where it helps you ask a question how you talk. So I can just go to the chatbot and say, hi, I just want to know how the weather is today. And it will tell you what the weather is going to look like. So it is very conversational in the way that you can ask the way you talk, making it very easy. But this current chatbot that I'm working on is very specific in nature, focused on high school and college students to help them gain financial literacy and life skills that is currently not being taught in their schools and colleges. How many people here are from a non-finance background? Okay. If I were to ask you, do you think if tomorrow you want to invest in stocks, would you be scared?
Very.
So this is where we come in. We want to make sure that high school students and college students, they are well informed about life skills to be able to make informed decisions in life. Now this project is a passion project for me because when I moved to the United States almost a decade ago, I started working in the university scholarships department, and I used to talk to a lot of students coming in from non-finance backgrounds who were more than $30,000-$40,000 in debt with their student loans, and they didn't even know what they signed up for. So when they were, taking up those student loans, they were not told about what their interest rates are going to be, how the repayment was supposed to happen, and how many different types of repayments options are even available to those students to make those informed decisions. And then when I moved here, I somehow...
Apoorva, let's not forget the compounding interest. That
Okay, yes.
That's a huge scale.
It is, but the most important thing is to make those decisions with the information that you really need. But none of the colleges are able to provide that information. Now, some colleges that do have the resources provide students with financial education on the side. Now, I know this because I work with USF, and we used to help students with all the information that they needed before they signed those documents, but most of the colleges don't. So what do those students do? They have $40,000 in debt. I know some people change their phone numbers, change their addresses, thinking, okay, fine, I've gotten rid of it, nobody's going to contact me, forgetting that their credit score is being impacted because their SSN number was associated with the loans. Or sometimes when parents are involved, it goes back to the parents, and that completely reduces your purchasing power and your ability to buy a home or get any secured loan in the future. And that's where we want to come in and help the students with all this information at one place. And I feel now with the changing, circumstances, people, especially the students, prefer a mobile app as opposed to going into a university scholarship department, talking to a person. So this sort of eliminates the stigma that's associated with having that face-to-face conversation and making it anxiety, ridden conversation. So that completely helps those students trying to get the information they want, at their convenience, that is available 24/7. Now, who here has used ChatGPT? What have you used ChatGPT for?
I'm gonna put myself out here. I used
You don't have to
it-
share everything.
I used it for, Polk County. Okay. I used it for my resignation letter. But I didn't use all of it. I added my own in there because they have systems in place that will catch you doing AI. So some of it was good, but I added my things in. My son, I won't mention where he works at, he just turned 19. He's really good. He got a Mac. My daughter bought it for him for his high school graduation last year. He used AI to get a supervisor position. But I told him, don't submit that. You need to go back through it and make sure you're adding more right information in there, because they will catch you. He ended up getting the job over some other people, and they were mad at him. So there you go. Oh, and I'm using it for my commercial cleaning business as well. There's an app, and I'm on social media, AI all over the place.
Okay.
There's one called Clear Pixel.
Okay.
No, that's an excellent point, and I think just wanted to quickly chime in here. I think you mentioned about these giving you some sort of recommendation. I think it's more from a point that these are large language models, and to not get very technical about how these things work. These models are like transformed into on a very frequent basis, so that the information is updated and updated to a whole different level where we are, the model is becoming more and more mature. And that is how it actually essentially works. And all of this information. So then that is going to affect and impact every single business out here, especially, the women-centric business.
And going back to her answer, Maria just asked me outside, is it a good thing or a bad thing to have ChatGPT write your emails? And what you said is exactly what I told her. Sometimes people have a writing block. You spend hours, but you probably have just written 2 sentences. And you don't know what kind of comprehensive email you need to send out to your consumers. So ChatGPT, so that there's so many other AI bots that will help you, but ChatGPT will help you craft email that you can send out. But you need to make sure that everything mentioned in there is exactly what you want to send out to your consumers. So you will use that as an outline and then add your personal touch to your email, and then it's ready to send out. But that's why the reason why I wanted to say this is no AI can take over a person, because it does not have the personal touch that you need in businesses. That is the most important thing, is your personal touch. And that's what gets you through your consumers, and that's where you get repeated business.
Agree, 100%. And a lot of this has been impacted, and a lot of you guys have been impacted by COVID-19, where everything was remote, and we couldn't meet a lot of people, we couldn't interact with a lot of people in person, and that actually had a very significant impact on the businesses, because we were not able to meet people and build that relationship, build that bond, build that camaraderie, which kind of had a profound effect on everybody. So that's an excellent point.
Yes.
I meant to say, the app that I'm going to be using, whatever you search for, like on whatever you search for, like on social media, Instagram, it pops up. So that's how I got the Clear Pixel app. It popped up one day. I'm like, let me try this out. Or Zilly. There's all these wonderful apps out here. And so I went into it, created an account, and I'm attached to ACHA, the organization that's with commercial cleaning. And they posted, oh, you can get it for 30 days. I said, let me try this. And it comes up with everything, social media. It'll even send out every day. It'll have you to approve it first, and it sends it out. So I won't have to worry about doing it, because my business mentor is like, you know, you're gonna have to do this twice a week. And I see other people doing it every day. And I'm like, I don't know how they doing that, but now I know. But you still have to go back and reword, because there's some things I took out. You put in your business name, and it'll create this whole entire spiel for you. And I'm like, ooh, this sounds good. And it adds picture, it does all these wonderful things, and I love AI. Some people are against it, but it does help scale your business. If you want to make a certain amount for your business, you're going to make it. You're going to make it something. So I guess it.
I mean,
I love AI.
I use ChatGPT.
It's essentially investment for the future. You know,
It
we
is.
all
It
have
is.
to,
Yeah.
talk about how is it going to be 10 years down the line, right? Things have been transforming. We've seen the quote unquote new normal, right? And how that has impacted our real lives. And, I think we'll have to be a bit open-minded when we approach technology. As you say, right, we trust, but we still have to verify, right? So what you mentioned was like the verification part, where you actually
And
put
Canva, I love Canva. I have trained myself on Canva. There's a Canva on Facebook if you're interested in that. And it's tricks and all this. And I'm like, oh, you can do that. And when they
People might start investing in the stock market.
Yeah,
There's a few
Canva.
times already.
All right, any more questions for us?
When are you coming out with the time frame from, so I can tell like the teenagers at the church, the ones that have gone off, like going off to college, and my son.
Right. So right now, we have a prototype ready, and we are in the process of integrating it to a mobile app, because we wanted it to be very convenient, and mobile apps are the way to go these days with Gen Zs. So we are working on getting that done by, I would say, by the end of this year. So December of 2024 is when we're hoping for it to be up and available. But if it works out, we could probably have a beta version sent out for free, so we can also work, with the feedback that we receive.
Oh,
So we're working on that right now to have that beta version up and available for
well, I
students.
love AI. If y'all have a business card and I'm talking to networking with other people, like, you know what? You can go here and I'll make it exciting.
Yeah, I'm working on the social media right now, trying to have everything up and ready before we have the beta version launched. All right, then thank you everyone for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you. And a special thanks to Ayushi for coming out for us. Appreciate it.
But I hope you guys have a lovely afternoon and evening.